Hi there, it's Lisa here on our Baptism of the Lord readings, and our first reading is from the book of the prophet Isaiah. And this is this wonderful first of the suffering servants, but this one is not really too much suffering going on. This is the proud moment, the proud parent, right? Here is my servant whom I uphold. Can you imagine, like, here it is, here he is, here's the one, this is my treasure, my chosen one, in whom I am pleased, with whom I am pleased. And we're going to hear this again in the gospel, okay, with whom I am well pleased. So read this as if you were bragging about your own person, your own child, your own friend, your niece, your nephew, somebody that you are bragging about. Here is my servant whom I uphold. Yep. And my chosen one with whom I am pleased. And so we're smiling as we say that. And upon whom I have put my spirit. So there's a little upbeat there. He shall bring forth justice to the nations, not crying out, not shouting, not making his voice heard in the street. So I actually love this translation, the Message translation. He won't call attention to what he does with loud speeches and gaudy parades, okay? A bruised reed he shall not break. He won't brush aside the bruised and the hurt, and he won't disregard the small and insignificant. So just notice the tenderness there that is in this suffering servant, this servant, right? A bruised reed he shall not break, and a smoldering wick he shall not quench. So it might be like one of the candles, they're burning pretty well back there, okay? But he shall not quench it. We're not going to kick someone when they're down, right? Until he establishes justice on the earth. Okay, then things will change. But notice then there's a semicolon. So we'll pause after that. The coastlands will wait for his teaching. Okay, long pause after that. I, the Lord, so here's God talking to the servant, huh? I, the Lord, have called you for the victory of justice. Is God also talking to us? I have grasped you by the hand. Grasped, okay? Let your voice say that. I formed you and set you as a covenant of the people, a light for the nations. Why is God not speaking that to all of us? Surely God would like us all to know we have been formed by God, grasped by God, and made a light, right? To open the eyes of the blind, to bring prisoners out of confinement, and from the dungeon, those who live in darkness. And then we wait 1, 2, 3. The word of the Lord, nice and strong. So this reading has a lot of emotion, pride, and then a change. Like, how are we making change happen? We're not crying out. We're not shouting. We're not making a big production in the street. And not going to hurt somebody who's down already, right? So there's tenderness in the middle of this, and then we find God speaking to us, talking about Jesus, but also talking to us. All right. Well, God be with you. Practice reading aloud 5 times so you get your cadence and how you want to make your eye contact through it all, and your presentation. God bless.